What's going on, booktube, booktubers, and bookworms? Welcome to Reviews from the Six. My name is Cedric, but you can call me Ceddy Said. And don't act new or don't act shy, it's YouTube. So hit that subscribe button, become tribe, hit the like button. Also leave me a comment on what you think about today's review on Donald Goines Whoreson. And also hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. So let's get right into the book, y'all. As the thumbnail says, I didn't choose the game chose me. And that's exactly what Donald Goines does here in this book. He pretty much lays it out to where a lot of people are destined for certain things, even though this is a tragic situation to be in, but a lot of us are just born with it, right? Let's just say your mother is a track star and your dad's really, really tall. You probably will become a basketball player or a wide receiver in the NFL or a tight end, something like that, right? Well, with Whoreson, his father is a John or Mark, and his mother is a child of the night or lady of the night. And I'll keep it PG just for the sake of everything, right? I mean, but you know what I'm getting at when I say those things, right? So not only that, his father is white and his mother is black. So he has a white Mark or John as a father and a black child of the night as a mother. So what happens? He comes out with these gorgeous biracial looks, right? This long curly hair and, you know, these beautiful eyes, and he's masculine and he's well endowed, and, you know, he has some money in his pocket because it's a hustle, and he cannot keep the women off him. It's like he doesn't want to do these things, right? He doesn't want to become a pimp, or he doesn't want to manage women, but he does because it's just what's drawn to him. He was raised in the streets as well of Detroit, is where this takes place. So with all that being said, we have a gentleman who's going through life and all he knows is hustle, and all he knows is that women love him. So what does he do? He takes the love of women and turn it into a hustle. Now, keep in mind, his mother is also part of the game, right? So from a young age, his mother teaches him pretty much how to be a bodyguard, how to talk to women, how to make women listen, how to tell women what he wants. I mean, his mother taught him everything. She didn't want him to be what his father was, which was a mark in the game, right? So they don't really go into too much story about the mother and father. They kind of go away after a little bit. And then it goes into how, you know, he was raised by, you know, everyone in the streets, by his friends, his homeboy's parents. He would just stop in where he could, so forth, so forth. So like I said, he learns that women love him, and he learns the hustle. So he puts it together and he starts pimping. So with the pimping comes a lot of stuff, right? It comes lessons that they teach, you know, as far as if you control her mind, you can control her body, right? It tells you that women always look for comfort. And even if you treat them like trash, they're going to love you if you're nice enough and show them the attention and the love that they never received before. So he takes that and he applies it to women, and he's gone out making money. And it's just the way the hustles go, right? We're all born, well, I wouldn't say we're all born, but we all know a few hustles, a few scams, and we know the game, right? We've been around the block a few times, but the way it's written, it was some game that I've never knew before. Without giving too much of the book away or too much of the story, giving you guys a spoiler, there's a part in here where he introduces an envelope and he teaches her the game with the envelope and the money. You know, he even teaches women like how to satisfy men and what they want as well, and what to say to them to get what you need out of them, man. It was just so much in this book that was so good. And this is one of those books I would definitely read again. And as you can see here, it says here, it's America's #1 best-selling author. Now, I also have another book from him as well called Dope Fiend. So that's what I like about Donald Goines. It's that he talks about the things that goes on in the inner city and that affects the black community as well. And not only do they, and I don't want you guys to think that they're justifying pimping. They're really not. I mean, it goes into aspects of it where they're saying, you know, he's like a parasite. And he doesn't even want to do it anymore, right? He actually tries to get out of the game several times, but there's not really much for him to do. You know, he didn't graduate school. You know, he doesn't have a degree. He doesn't know how to work an office job. All he knows how to do is use his looks, his assertiveness, and his street savvy to get to where he needs to go. it talks about the things he has, like the Cadillac, and I mean, you're just like, yo, I want this man's life. You know how he can just up and go anywhere. You know, if there's smoke in one area, he can be on the other side of town. You know, and then if there's smoke there, he has another location as well. And not only that, but since he has women, they're gonna get him anything and everything that he wants. With that being said, he does have what they call a main chick or a bottom chick, or his number one, which is kind of like his lawyer. It's not his girlfriend, but if you know the game, you know what I'm trying to say here. It's not his girl, but he knows she's going to be there forever through thick and thin. And they go through that relationship like a Bonnie and Clyde relationship, where it's, you know what, I can never be with you, but I can be there for you. And it's not because you're nasty and, you know, you turning these tricks in the street and all this other stuff, you know, but that's part of the game. Like, you just can't show them that type of love. And then eventually that turns into a mess at the end. The way his whole world crumbles, comes down. And I don't want to give away too many spoilers, y'all. Y'all just going to have to pick up the book. But I would say this is a great written book about what goes on with pimping. I see, and a lot of you don't know how pimping is, right? A lot of you see these movies and, you know, probably you've seen Black Dynamite, you know, you probably seen a couple Don Juan documentaries or something like that. But I'm telling you, when it comes to the writing of it, just what you say to a woman, how you figure out who she is, what she is, her needs, what she deserves, how you get her to believe what she deserves. I mean, it's in front of you. Like, mentally and psychologically, you can think it like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Let me just tell him this and I can get that. No, there's more to the game, y'all. You know, patience as well. Like I said, it's just well written when it comes to the game. If you want to know the game or experience the game and you've never been like in the streets or around someone who's actually taught you the game or had a glimpse of the game, this is it. Now, I will say that you probably will have a hard time understanding it because there is a lot of street slang in this book, right? There's a lot of ebonics in here too. So you cannot just be like a square, pick this up and understand it. You are going to need to know some basics of street life and street hustle to know what's going on, like I said. But yeah, long story short, I would recommend this book to anyone and everyone over the age of 18, just so you know what you're getting into, right? Especially you ladies. You get with these fellas now, you know, you get catfished, you get ghosted. You know, if you read this, you would kind of know the signs on what's going on, right? You know, you get used for your money. You know, you would know the signs that's going on. You would know to look for. And I think that was another thing I looked at too, was from the female's point of view, you know, because they give a lot of point of views from the women as well, just not the men, or just not the man. But, you know, like, why is it? What is it? Why can I leave this man alone? I know I need to leave this man alone, but it's just something calling me. And it goes through every single one of those emotions and you can just feel it, y'all. I mean, it's one of those where it writes to your soul. And no matter what side you're on, because there's going to be times where you're like, lady, get away. And then there's times where you're on Whoreson's side and you're like, no, put her in her place, right? She need to be checked. She stepped out of line. Put her back in pocket, right? I mean, there's things like that. Like I said, you know, phrases like, you know, the blade, or, you know, put her in her pocket. I mean, there's so much that you're going to learn through this book. Like, if you already know it, you know, and I can't keep saying that enough. But y'all, I'm telling you, I enjoyed it. I really enjoy it. I would definitely read it again. The first time I read this book was maybe 5 years ago, 7 years ago. So I'm kind of hazy, but there's one scene that I can tell you guys that you'll probably like, and you've probably seen it before. But you ever seen the movie? I think it was Don't Be a Menace in South Central or Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. And I think it was in Menace to Society too, right? But there's a scene where he goes to the house, the mom's there. And, you know, the mom's looking at him like, ooh, I'm about to get me some of that. And he's like, yo, I'm here for your daughter, though. And then he goes up to the room and then they start making out or, you know, getting busy with the daughter. And then the mama walks in the room and she's like, I knew I smelled that in the air, boy. They got that from this, y'all. So there's probably a lot of cultural reference too. But with that being said, y'all, I think I've long-winded you guys and I don't want to keep talking and bore you. So again, I just want to thank you guys for stopping by, checking out my overview, review, reaction, opinion, whatever you want to call it, because I'm not too sure how to label it just yet. I just know I'm having fun with creating content for you guys, and with you guys, I should say. So yeah, with that being said, it's YouTube, y'all. You stayed this long, so you might as well stay forever. Hit subscribe button, become tribe. The energy brought you here today. Also, hit that like button. If you don't hit the like button, YouTube won't think you like my content, and they won't share it with anyone. And then of course, you know, I'm gonna have to go cry and all that good stuff. Make sure you hit the notification bell. If you hit that notification bell, you will get the uploads, and whenever I upload them, I think I also do reminders too and schedules, so you guys don't get lost on, you know, what kind of content I'm putting out there. Also share this video to any and all social media platforms where you think this can be beneficial and useful. With that being said, y'all, I just want to say I love you. Peace, love, and blessings.